how I got my role on To Kill a Monkey. I saw the audition notice from the Kemi Adetiba. I walked into the place. It was Kemi, Remy. So I said hi and I honed in and I did that audition. I wore a shirt that Uzorokwe gave me, and on the shirt was written "most likely to be famous." I said, I want that shirt to call out to her and I want to give her a performance that makes her believe my shirt. I did the monologue. Then Kemi said to me, "Hi guys, my name is Michael Ejoor. Welcome to my YouTube channel." I've always wanted to say that, by the way. My probably top 3 frequently asked questions is how I got my role on To Kill a Monkey. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. And trust me, I feel like there's so much to learn because even Miss Hef, I'm very inspired by what I'm going to tell you. When I think about it, I inspire myself. You see, I should receive an award for inspiring. Anyways, so this video is about how I got my role on To Kill a Monkey, a.k.a. TKAM. Let's go. So I'll take it back a little bit back up. I saw the audition notice from the Kemi Adetiba.
The live open call auditions for a few projects KAV is working on, including our new big title that we are also excited about, To Kill a Monkey.
When I think about the fact that Kemi Adetiba and I are friends now, I'm like, yo, like, but see, let me divert small. Because you're friends with someone doesn't mean that you should stop emulating them because you've had the opportunity to meet one of your heroes. I know they say don't meet your heroes, Sha, because sometimes our heroes do some, but not Kemi Adetiba. She's a fantastic human being. But when I think about that we are friends now, it's amazing, and I don't take for granted I'm a Christian, so sometimes I use Christian phrase, the grace upon her life. I don't take that for granted at all. I don't think this is my friend and there's not so much to learn. There is so much to learn. Anyways, I saw the ad notice, the audition notice from Kemi Adetiba, and I was like, God, I want to go. I really want to work with this woman. But how am I going to do this? How is this going to become a reality? I decided that, okay, let me reach out to someone that knows her and find out if there's a closed audition. So I reached out to Colette. Colette, you know I love you so much. So I'd worked with Colette on a project, The Olive, I think a year prior to this, and Colette and I just got on like a house on fire. She said, okay, that she was going to find out. And then she came back and said, yo, Michael, they've done the closed auditions already, but I really advise that you go for the open audition. Obviously, me, I wanted closed one, I go easy pass, you understand? Because everybody, their dog, their grandmother, their mother, their father wants to work with Kemi Adetiba. So I just knew it was going to be a madness. So I said to myself, oh gosh, I haven't been for an open audition at that point in time, I hadn't been for an open audition for, I think, 4 years. Yeah, the last time was before COVID, so that must have been 2019 or maybe early 2020. And this was, okay, no, I hadn't been for about 3 years, not 4 years. So I said to myself, you know what? Let's go for this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. I saw the audition venue. I was like, praise be to Jehovah Jireh who has saved me. The audition venue was 2 streets from where I was living. I was like, thank you, Jesus. Because in my hustling days when I used to go for open auditions back to back, all the auditions were in Ikeja, and I live in Lekki. For those people who live in Lagos, it's, you know, without traffic, it's probably about a 40-minute drive, 45 minutes. With traffic, Jesus is just strength. So I was excited, you know, to find out that the venue was really close by. I woke up very early that morning. Can I even say I woke up early? I don't sleep. The anxiety was biting me inside, but I'll tell you something, I was very, very, very prepared. Very prepared. I went over my monologue so many times that I probably could recite the monologue from back to front, not front to back, as it should be done. I went over it. I picked this monologue because it had range to it. There were so many different levels, and it was a monologue that could be remembered. It had fast lines. I did the monologue, hey God, I don't swear. My pastor might be watching this video too. And it's called the Bitch Baby monologue from Scandal. Kerry Washington did it.
So you lost someone you loved. You lost the one person who felt like family. Well, guess what? Grow the hell up, because that is how it is. The Cyrus Bean I know doesn't hide in his half-empty closet and wet his pants like a little bitch baby. The Cyrus I know is a patriot.
It's a different story, Sha. This monologue got me my role into Kill a Monkey. But this monologue also, I sent it, I won't mention names, I sent it somewhere and they said, why would you be doing a woman's monologue? I don't understand. So because a woman said the lines, nobody else should be able, of any gender should be able to say it? People should stop that nonsense. It was a beautiful monologue, and I took my time. I learned those lines. I made sure those lines meant something to me. I planned my performance very, very well to a T. I knew the point in which they were going to be hooked. I knew what to do, what not to do. Very important, be very prepared. They say this thing, opportunity and preparation, something about them meeting. I don't remember the saying, Sha, but opportunity and something they used to meet. When they meet, it's a good something. So the opportunity was there, and I prepared, and they met. As in, they met. It was like Poundo and Afang. They really do meet, not met. But you understand what I'm trying to say. So I was going over that monologue over and over and over and over and over again. Then I got to the venue very early, very, very early. I got there at 3:30, I think. Yes, and the audition was for 9 a.m. I got there because I know that there will be people. As a matter of fact, the person who was number one slept at the venue. I was number 14, I think. Something like that, 14, 15. I was sharing the top 20, 14 or so. It just shows you how hungry Nigerian actors are. So that means that there were 14 people there or 13 people there before 3:30 in the morning. Are you awake? You don't used to sleep? It's amazing to see Nigerian actors. God bless all of you. I pray you get your time in the lights. If you're working so hard, I pray that you get that opportunity for the world to see your talents, Anyways, got there, wrote my name down, everything, was there, gisted with a few people that I knew, all of that. Then I left to go and freshen up and come back in style. You get me? I wore a shirt that Uzo Arukwe gave me, and on the shirt was written "most likely to be famous." Now, that was also something that I felt that I intentionally did, because when you see a shirt with writing on it, you most likely read it. Yeah? And it was a moment. She knows that people are right in front of her because they want to shine. I said, I want that shirt to call out to her, and I want to give her a performance that makes her believe my shirt. So that's why I wore that, because it was just a t-shirt with writing on it, Normally I thought deck up, come out in style, you get me? But I was a man on a mission. So I went back home, changed, freshened up, spray perfume everywhere, use my roll-on, brush my mouth. I'm saying these things because some of you do go outside, you don't use your roll-on, you don't brush your mouth, but that's not the topic for today. The topic is this one, but I just thought I'd chip it in. Anyways, I came back to the venue. By the time I came back to the venue, sunlight had started coming out. The crowd, it'd be like crusade. The crowd, no, God I beg. It was crazy. Literally. And something weird that happened was, because there were more people now, when I came there, because I'd been in the industry for a little bit and I had done some work, I had gone a certain distance in my career. So quite a few people knew me, especially actors. Actors tend to know about other actors, And people were people were like saying, oh, and somebody that I know said, my guy is here. Michael Ejoor, he's one of the judges. I don't enter. And this was me. Judge Kwa. You go fear Judge Judy. Don't understand though. I'm here to hustle for what you're here to hustle for. I want my time in front of Kemi Adetiba. You know, we eventually went into the venue. It was well organized. You know, shout out to Oganiro. She was one of the organizers for this, and she ended up being one of the assistant directors on the project. Very well organized. We had cheers, you know, so when standing around, we were sat, you know, they briefed us, addressed us, you know, and, you know, something about acting is there's a lot of waiting. So there was some waiting because this was day one, you know, had to get everything together, set up properly and everything. And at that point, I almost paced for my parents because that's when the nerves begin to really, 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 really kick in, you know. But something that really calmed my nerves was just seeing so many people there, you know, gisting, talking about sets, talking about the things that have happened to them on sets. I should give people the gist. Not today. You know, the different things. So, you know, there was some level of camaraderie. We were laughing, you know, different, you know, and then some people were coming up to me, oh, you know, I like you. I like your work, stuff like that. Can we take a picture? So it just felt very, you know, warm and fuzzy in bits. And then when the silence came again, my heart was boom, 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 you know. So eventually we were called in one after the other, and then you had to do a monologue, and when you're done doing your monologue, you get out of that place so that somebody else can do, because I swear there were like 1,000 people there, like, and I don't even think I'm exaggerating. I'm not sure of the numbers, but like, I know that they were either deep into the hundreds or over 1,000. And bear in mind, it was a 2-day audition, so that means there was another crowd for day 2. So they called me in and I walked into the place. And this is the thing. A lot of people also say, oh, because he was already acting from before. Many people didn't believe I went for the open audition. I thank God that there are so many people that can corroborate that I was there, firstly. Secondly, people kept saying, I'm sure Kemi knew him before. When I walked into the room, always walking with a smile. Look, I'm going to do another video about how to get into Nollywood. You know, I think that's it. That's going to be my next video. Yeah. So, I walked in there with a smile on my face, hadn't slept, was tired, but at that point in time, I needed to make an impression. Because when you're in front of casting directors, they're not just thinking about how talented is this person, they're also thinking about, is this person somebody that I can work with? Because you might be very talented, but guess what? You ain't the only talented person that there is. There's Meryl Streep, but there's also Viola Davis. 2 very talented women. I'm just saying, I'm not pitting them against each other. I'm just showing you that there's always an option for you. You know, you as unique as you are, there's somebody else who can do a good job just as good as you or even better. So they're also thinking, is this person someone that I can work with? So I went in there, had a huge smile on my face. I believe it was Kemi, Remy. God, there was somebody else. This was 3 years ago, so I'm really fuzzy. What am I saying? 4 years ago. So I'm a bit fuzzy with the details. So I said hi. Then they said, go ahead, do your audition. And I honed in and I did that audition. You know, don't be overwhelming, because sometimes you stare too deep at some judge and then they begin to feel uncomfortable. So I shared my glances between the people there, especially because it was a monologue that was deep. It was something, you know, it starts off by saying, let me speak to you the way the Cyrus being that I know decide. Yeah, don't forget the lines to speak with you. When did you decide to let them ruin you? And then they are very fast lines. So it's a bit overwhelming. If I was just staring at Kemi, she would lose focus of that and feel a bit like uncomfortable, you know, and maybe look away. And then she's losing out on my performance. I honed in, I went this way, looked here, you know, I kept sharing those glances, you know, but I would hold my gaze enough for them to see my eyes. Acting is majorly in the eyes. Well, film acting is majorly here. What are these telling you? What emotions are these eliciting? Very important. Anyways, I did the monologue. Then Kemi said to me, that was really good. I really believe what is written on your shirt. You see, the shirt came in handy. She said, after that performance, I really believe what is written on your shirt. And that, I was really excited, obviously, to hear that. Then she goes, do I know you? And then I'm like, I don't know. She's like, I don't know. I feel like I know you. Like, I feel like I've seen you somewhere before. Maybe she has seen my work. Excited, but we hadn't met before. We really hadn't. So I left. I was excited. Would I be honest? Did I think I would get a call back? Yes, I did. I was quite confident in that performance. And I guess what she said after really, really helped me. So I did get a call back. Obviously, I was on the project. So I got a call back, repeated the same thing. Obviously, I didn't wear the same shirt. Before they think I'm homeless, I wore a different shirt. We got there, and I got there very early again, past 3 or so. This time, I believe I was number 9 or something like that. One of my closest friends, I don't want to mention her name because I don't know if she chronicled her journey because she wasn't on the project, but it was really good that she got a call back. So she came to my house, we went together. So we got there. Some people were giving sides. Were we giving sides? Yes. No, before we were giving sides, some people were pointed at that she thought looked like characters in the thing. They not pick me. I said, this is it. I know they're inside this film. And they called them because, by looking at someone, you feel like this person looks like this character I've written. Anyways, they then give a side. Now, this is where I have to trail back. I was reading this side and I was like, why do these lines look familiar? Months before the open audition, Stella Damasus, who was on the project, was called to do a read. And she made me sign an NDA because she wanted to be on the project and said she wants an actor to read for her. And she and I are, so she called me. She was in America. I read for her while she was recording via FaceTime. And that was the side I read. But I didn't think anything of it. I just read the side and moved on with my life. So I was reading it and acting along as she was recording. So when I saw that side, I said, I've seen this thing somewhere before. It was after I went in with Tracy George, who was on the project. Fantastic performer, by the way. I went in with Tracy. Then in the middle of me performing it hits me. And I took a pause, and I think they thought this one was doing dramatic effects in the pause. It's a lie. I had realization at that point, and I said, hey, wait, this is not the time for realization. Wake up, act. And Tracy and I acted, and it was so beautiful. You will remember that scene because it was Stella Damasus and William Benson that did that scene. It was, I think, where he's telling her, you're drunk, look at your eyes, look at the bags under your eyes, blah, 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 this one. And she had seen the video of Amanda Sparkles and Efemini, that scene, that was what we read. And it was so beautiful. So when we finished, they said we could go. So you don't go out the door you came in from. There's a second door. So we were going out. They then asked Tracy to wait. They didn't ask me to wait. I say, I don't look like character. I wasn't asked to wait. No wahala. Make I go my house. I was on my way home when I got a call from someone saying that Kemi Adetiba has been looking for you everywhere. But if you have gone, you can come back. I said, if I have reached Okukumaiko, if I have reached Ghana, if perchance I was in the air on the way to Canada, they will turn that plane back because I'm coming back. So I went home. Sometimes when there's tension in you, you feel like you need to use toilets. So I went home quickly to use the toilets to empty myself briefly. Then I came back and I read so many times that, Kemi Adetiba said, it's like we will pay you or put your name in the credits as the official reader for the auditions. And looking back at it, I think at one point, she wanted to just be able to concentrate on the other person because she had seen what she needed to see from me. So she can blank me out as opposed to looking at two new people. But I was there till pretty much the end of the day. I think I was there that day till like 6 or 7 or something like that. And I was there at 3 a.m., you know, and I read so many times, whoosh, you know. But then after that, there was silence. A whole lot of silence. I was like, gosh. I didn't hear anything. I didn't know what to do. Then what happened? I went for the private screening of that film that I told you that I had shot with Colette. Sorry, a series I shot with Colette. And guess who was there? Kemi Adetiba. And she hugged me and said, oh, it's good to see you again. She said, I'm going to call you for another reading. She said, well done. And she said, but, let's keep this under wraps. Well, it's not under wraps anymore, Kemi. But we went for that. I was super excited. I didn't hear anything about a second reading. I said, hey, wait, they don't change their mind, yeah. I said, okay, no problem. Let's leave it at that, sha. One day I was shooting a skit with MC Lively. And I just saw an American WhatsApp number calling me. I was like, who is this? Oh, well, I do have family in America. No problem. I picked up the phone. I heard one male voice I've not heard before in my life with deep voice like this, with American accent. I said, I don't know who this is. The next thing, it was Remi Adetiba. And he said, we would like to offer you a role on To Kill a Monkey. Remain small after pays for pants. I was so excited. I was so grateful. I remember him getting off the phone and I was praying and I was just speaking in tongues outside and I was just blown away. I came back inside and I was just smiling. And I remember MC Lively asking me, he said, did I talk to my, say, you went to go and talk to woman, Abby? Because I was just smiling. But obviously I couldn't say anything because that I had already signed an NDA without signing one by agreeing to be on the project, and everything else was just a whirlwind from there. Getting the shoot dates, the schedule, the scripts, I'm just blessed. But that was my journey, and I hope that you were able to learn from it, because my life has absolutely changed from there. Today, I decided to wear everything that was given to me by the fan page that came out of this, people who had been watching me and they were just so excited for me. And then someone called Kike Lomo started a fan page for me called the Onome Effect, which has grown. And those guys love me so much. I don't even get it. They gave me this, has my name on it. They gave me this, has my face on it. They just love putting my name and my face on stuff. But this is what I wanted to read to you. It says, an arrow can only be shot by pulling it backwards. If I had said to myself, I haven't gone for a closed audition, open audition in ages. Why would I go? Why will I do this? I'm too big for this. I wouldn't have had this opportunity that shot me miles from where I used to be. Don't let your mind hold you back. Sometimes you need to take a few steps back to be able to propel yourself with the force you need to go forward. It's very, very, very important. I hope that you guys have learned something. I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you. That's debate lingo. I don't know what to say after that. But thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. And yeah, I do potluck videos as well in my YouTube shorts. Those are really, really fun. I have such a good time watching them, shooting them, and even watching it. I watch it, I won't let you. Sometimes I watch it and I'll be laughing because some of your comments as well kill me. So thank you guys. And I'll definitely do another video. I think the next video would be about how I got into Nollywood and how I think you can get into Nollywood if you want to get into Nollywood, or really how you can get into pretty much any sector, because these are traits that walk across board. Love you all.